This is Cumulus Radio, home of KBOI, The Eagle, 2 sports stations, and 2 country stations. These are all stations that you'll only find in Idaho. It's also where I worked for 2 years. I was a tech and would spend most of the nights by myself. It was my job to keep the stations running smoothly and to make sure that no one lost any money. I would check to make sure all of the commercials ran, that each station had power, and I was basically after-hours security. Sometimes the janitor was there to keep me company, but not always. On particularly slow nights, we would watch Netflix, and at one point we ended up watching all of Sherlock. But part of my job involved going out with some of the DJs and setting up for them to talk at different locations. It was always an adventure, and I got lost more times than I'd like to admit. The part I liked the least about my job was definitely the inflatables, especially that giant eagle. It was 2.5 stories high, it had wings and talons. It took me at least a half an hour to get up with other people helping me, and then I had to keep an eye on it, make sure the wind didn't blow it away, make sure it didn't fall over. Tying it down was the biggest pain in the butt. One of my favorite parts is when I got to dress up as the mascot for the Kensington station. I was the only one who was small enough to fit in it, and it was a big frog suit and it freaked everyone out. I would walk around the station while people were there and startle them by coming up from behind and staring at them with my big frog eyes. Once, a producer was in a dimly lit room concentrating on his computer, so I threw open the door and he jumped and screamed. He then demanded to know who was in the suit before he found out himself. I am very glad I had the wisdom to take off the head of the suit before he followed through on his threat. The people I met there were some of the best and funniest people I've ever met in my life. There were days where I would go and sit there and just watch them do their shows. They teased me, laughed with me and at me, and helped me when I needed it. They made me stronger than I ever thought I would be, and for that I can never thank them enough. I had 2 of the most incredible years at this job.